This is Chris, your inspector.
Hi. I'm going to go through the maintenance summary report at the moment. These are the items that I like to bring to your attention, things to make you aware of. I always like to say, for lack of a better word, is what I found wrong with the home. Now, for the age of the house, it is pretty clean. There really isn't anything here that I haven't seen before. There are some age-related things. I will email this over. There'll be a couple of files. One will be labeled maintenance summary, the other one will be labeled full report, and the full report's more of the informational report than anything else. It goes around the entire home, tells you everything about the house. I do take a lot of additional pictures, and all these pictures will be on the full report. I've snapped pictures of the air conditioner cover plate, each individual skylight, back and forth on the roof, snap pictures from different angles so you can see how the roof looks, down the chimney flue, locations of the shutoffs, got to the electrical panels, everything like that. So it's a very comprehensive full report. So if after you read through that, if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to give me a call for any further explanation. But right now I'm going to start through the maintenance summary report here. And what you see on the screen here is exactly what you're going to get as well. 1.1, it's more of just an FYI. I like to point out that because you're not here, I would recommend reading through the full report closer and then contact me with any questions you might have. 1.2, I noted per our standards, we are told to point out if there's any kind of vegetation making contact with the structure, and you have the bougainvillea right in the front. I believe the termite inspector called that out, as well as plants abutting the structure. Some of the bigger windstorms, the branches can rub against the siding, they can trap moisture against the siding. If they are big enough to make contact with the roof, obviously they can damage roofing material. And they can also create an avenue for pests to get up on the roof as well. So we recommend having it trimmed back. Some people remove it completely.
So keeping it trimmed if they'd like to keep the beauty of it is important.
Trimmed.
Okay.
Not to get off topic, but I saw a cat when I was driving in, and it went running and climbed up one of these on the neighbors, and the last thing I saw, it was sitting on top of the chimney. So it's allowing that to get up onto the roof. So what else could possibly get up there? 1.3, the patio covering, it is technically separate from the house, but it's the same type of material. I did know when I was on there, I did see some separation along one of the seams that needs to be sealed up and can allow moisture to get underneath there. 1.4, I wanted to point out, the windows in the home are the original windows, the older crank windows. All of them are pretty much painted shut, sealed shut. I couldn't get any of them to open, so I would recommend having those serviced, because you should be able to use the windows as another form of emergency exit if you ever needed to. Plus, when it's nicer out, you want to open the windows up to get cross breezes and everything like that.
And I noticed, I think there's only this window at the front of the home and the two in the master.
Yeah.
Right, so there's really only 3 windows.
Yeah, 3 windows. There's 1, 2, 3, everything else. There's a slider in the other bedroom, and there's also a slider in the master. So those windows, again, they're blocked by furniture, but you do have an emergency exit out of there as well. And honestly, a house this age, with the crank windows, the majority of the time I'll find them painted shut, cranks missing, you name it. The roof overall, like I said, I got up there, walked all over it. I do like to joke I didn't fall through it, so it's pretty sound and solid. It is a foam cover, and I did see some typical damage, like with the patio covering. I did see some areas that had some blistering occurring, some small tears. This right here, it looks like they might have had some cable wire that maybe had stuck to the roofing material, and when they pulled it, they created some little tears. And then again, some more blisters. All very common for the age of the home. Just a matter of somebody going up there and just usually flattening the blisters down and sealing them over, sealing these areas up. I don't know if it's covered by the HOA because they kind of share the roof. There's really no separation.
There actually is a roof warranty on this property, so maybe the roofer could address these items.
Yeah, because I know they usually don't come out to do one roof at a time. They like to do several in a row. I did just want to point out, because of the bougainvillea in the front, the main water shutoff is kind of partially blocked by it, so you may need to trim more of it back to be able to get to the main water shutoff, especially in an emergency situation. Ran the hot water in the house, ran all the water in the house. I didn't see anything leaking or anything in the sinks. Hot's coming out hot, cold's coming out cold. Water heater is not original, it has been replaced. Forgot what year it was, but I would guess within 5 to 10 years. One thing I did note, on top of the water heater you have what's called a temperature pressure relief valve. This is designed if the water heater gets too hot, builds up too much pressure, it's supposed to pop open. They actually have the pipe running sloped uphill and coming back down. It's not supposed to run uphill, it's supposed to be level, sloping downhill. A very common issue I run into, easily to have repaired. And I did turn on the sprinkler systems front and back. Everything came on like they should. But I do want to point out that the electrical conduit really should be anchored to prevent any kind of mechanical damage. That's just a matter of buying an anchoring clip and mounting it to the wall. And then there is a hose bib at the front, again near the main water shutoff, near the bougainvillea, that's missing its handle. We just recommend having a handle put in place. And a lot of condo, townhome situations, I see people take the handles off so that the neighbors can't borrow the water when they're away at work. So the seller may have the handle, but they are pretty easy to pick up at Home Depot and Lowe's and most hardware stores. Electrically, I did want to point out, everything else has pretty much been updated, but the electrical hasn't. It still looks like it's the older electrical panel, so you may want to have an electrician take a look at it, kind of verify load calculations. There's no main breaker in there. There's several breakers that control all the power to the house, which for the age of the house was typical. The general rule is you need to have 6 throws of breakers to turn it off, so basically 6 breakers should, if you turn all 6 breakers off, you should cut all the power off to the house, and it's you have 5 in there, so that will turn all the power off to the house. I didn't know inside the panel itself, I went to go pull the panel out to take a look at the wiring, and the interior panel actually sticks. I was able to see in